In this tutorial, I will show you how you as an admin can set up and manage the layout mapping feature to make it easier for your users to convert from old to new master layouts. The Empower feature shown here should also be integrated into future versions of Empower and in some cases already in older Empower versions. When converting slides and presentations, slide layouts from the old master are mapped to the slide layouts on the new master. The content on the slides is transferred accordingly to the assigned slide layout. You should consider beforehand whether it makes sense to set up manual layout mapping in your specific case. It makes sense to use manual layout mapping if you have a very different old master compared to the new master in terms of the number of layouts, or b, a very different old master compared to the new master in terms of the number of placeholders. The big advantage of using manual layout mapping is the clean assignment of the old layouts to the new layouts in the new target master. For example, if there are 40 different layouts in your old master and only 20 different layouts in your new master, then you as an admin can use manual layout mapping to make an exact assignment of the respective layouts for the conversion to the slides and presentations. This gives your users a very accurate result when converting the old content into the new master. Of course, this effort is only worthwhile for you and your users if you have many slides and many presentations that need to be converted from the old master to the new master. To map a layout from an old master to a layout in a new master, open both masters in PowerPoint. Navigate to the Slide Master view in both presentations by switching from the Empower ribbon to the View tab and clicking on the Slide Master button in the Master Views group. This opens the Slide Master view of the corresponding PowerPoint master. To assign a layout of the old Origin master to a layout of the new Target master, select the layout in the old master that you want to assign with a left click. I select the title layout here in the old master. Then right-click on the layout, navigate to the slide conversion option and then select as source layout. Then select the layout in the new master that you want to assign to the old layout. I also select the title layout in the new master so that I can assign these two layouts to each other in a meaningful way. Again, right-click on the layout and then select Set as Target Layout. Add Slide Conversion. Now, if you convert a slide that was created from the old master layout, it will automatically be transferred to the layout of the new master, because the two layouts have been mapped to each other. For example, if you have two different title layouts in the old master, but only one title layout in the new master, then you can assign both title layouts in the old master to the same title layout in the new master. The other way around, this logic does not apply. You can only assign a layout from the old master to exactly one layout in the new master, because the mapping assignment must always be unique. In order to create the manual layout mapping for the entire master, you have to gradually assign each layout from the old master to the corresponding layout in the new master. Then save the new master with the mapping to the Empower library by first closing the Slide Master view and then click on the Library Split button in the group Start. Then you click on Save and then Master and click Save As to navigate to your master templates in the Empower library and then save it by clicking on the Save button. The old master does not need to be saved again. In addition to the layout mapping, you can also optionally create a placeholder mapping to assign the assignment of the content on the slides even more precisely. For each slide layout, each existing placeholder of the old master is assigned to a placeholder on the new slide layout. To do this, you must first navigate back to the Slide Master view in the old and new masters, then select the placeholder you want to assign in the old master, and in this case, I select the title placeholder. Then, right-click on the placeholder, which will open the context menu. Here, first select Shape Conversion, and then select as Source Placeholder. Now switch back to the Slide Master view of your new master. and select the placeholder to which you want to assign the placeholder from the old master. Right-click on the placeholder. The context menu opens. Here, select the Shape Conversion option and then select the Set as Target Placeholder option. The contents of the title placeholder of the old master will now be inserted into exactly this title placeholder of the new master when converting, because you have mapped these two placeholders to each other. Then repeat this process for all placeholders and then save the new master with the mapping as shown before in the Empower library. The old master does not have to be saved again in this case either. Note: if there are more placeholders in the slide layout of the new master than in the slide layout of the old master, they will not be filled when converting filled slides. However, they are still inserted on the converted slide and can then be filled. If you want to remove mappings that have already been set, click on the layout or placeholder for which you want to remove the mapping in the new master and then right-click on this element again. Navigate to Shape Conversion to open the context menu. There, you can use the Remove Mapping option to select the respective assignment or mapping that is to be removed. In my case, I have the mapping of the two title layouts and the mapping of the two title placeholders that are on the title layouts. With a left click, you can then remove the assignment of your choice. If you have different old masters and want to set up the manual layout or placeholder mapping to a new master, then you must perform a separate layout or placeholder mapping for each old master. In addition, the old master does not have to come from the Empower library. As you can see, to do both layout mapping and placeholder mapping is a good amount of work. Therefore, as an admin, you should clearly evaluate whether the time investment is worth it for you. It may also be sufficient to perform only manual layout mapping and do not use manual placeholder mapping. In any case, you should first test whether the normal conversion of Empower is perhaps even enough, because it delivers good results. For the users, the layout and placeholder mapping is only shown in the results of the conversion, since they always convert slides and presentations via the Convert split button in the Transform group, regardless of whether the manual layout or placeholder mapping was carried out by the admin. Feel free to test the function yourself and save valuable time. If you have any further questions, please feel free to contact us.